30 days ago, I wanted to see what would happen if I completely switched my diet and training, and the changes were insane. I went all in on real nutrient-dense foods and started training with much less volume and much more intensity. So this video is everything that I learned from completely switching my diet and training for 30 days. I'll show you exactly what worked, what didn't work, how it affected me, how it affected my energy, my strength, my training, my recovery, everything. So let's get into the first thing that really started this entire experiment. What my diet used to look like. So before these 30 days, my diet was very, very different from what it is now. It was still fairly healthy, but it was very, very different. I used to have a lot of frequent snacks, whether that was protein or energy bars, and I had almost no red meat in my diet. It was mainly just straight chicken when it came to my main protein source. And then even every single day, I would be having some seed oils. I didn't completely cut them out yet. Every single day was some form of seed oils, whether that was in the protein bar or what. And I didn't have any actual consistent form of protein. At the end of the day, I would always be wondering how I'm going to hit my protein goal for the day. And that's when I'd end up shoveling in a protein bar or a protein shake. So what wasn't working? So even though my diet was fairly healthy and I was hitting my macros every day, getting a good amount of protein in every day, it was still lacking a lot that left me feeling very low in energy, very low in productivity. I'd have constant midday crashes, fairly poor recovery, inconsistent strength in the gym, and bloating. And this would be every single day. So that was one of the biggest reasons that made me decide to start this experiment. So why overall did I switch? So first of all, I was looking for a much more natural, nutrient-dense food diet. I wanted to take my diet to that next level, to be even more natural and get much more nutrients, much more vitamins for my body. I was also looking for a much more stable form of energy. I was relying very heavily on caffeine and pre-workout every single day, and that's what ended up leading to those midday crashes. And I really wanted to make eating super simple. Everyone completely overcomplicates it and makes it this huge, complicated thing when I really didn't want to take a part in that. I just wanted to make it as simple as possible. I was also really, really tired of all this modern day health advice where one day someone is saying do this and then the next day they're saying to do the complete opposite, which is one of the main reasons that I started this commitment to 30 days of actual real nutrient-dense food. So what are some of the main foods that I eat now? Beef, eggs, sweet potatoes, fruits, raw honey, rice, avocado, butter, olive and avocado oil, sardines, spinach, and coffee. And 30 days ago, I was eating maybe 3 or even 4 of these. So it was a very big change for me. Now I built this diet around real nutrient-dense foods that will actually support my recovery, my strength, my energy, my hormones. No processed foods, no seed oils, no random snacks, just purely simple food that will fuel my training, my recovery, and my strength. Now I noticed a lot of changes, but some of the bigger changes that I noticed were in my energy, my strength, my recovery, my digestion, and my hunger. So one huge change that I've noticed has been in my energy. I no longer rely on caffeine every single day, and that completely took away my midday crashes that I was having. And purely from the foods that I'm eating, my energy is staying consistent from the moment I wake up all day long until I go to bed. And that has caused me to have so much more mental clarity, such better mood throughout the day. And it is just by far one of the best feelings. Another one is strength. Overall, my workouts, I am getting so much stronger. Every single time that I went back into the gym to hit the same workout, I was increasing the weight or increasing the amount of reps that I was doing. And while doing this, my mind-muscle connection was completely better than it used to be. Because of that strong mental clarity, I was able to actually feel and contract the muscle way better than I used to. I was also getting much more consistent pumps. My pumps used to only be pretty good like a couple times a week, but now every single time that I was going to the gym, my pumps were way better than they used to be. And on top of that, I was going in and hitting weight that I was never able to do before. One thing I really struggled with for a very long time is I hit a strength plateau that I felt like I wasn't going to be able to break. But doing this and just switching my diet and training completely broke that plateau to where I was hitting these numbers I was not hitting ever. Now, a huge one is recovery. I was actually going into the gym able to lift more weight every single time without feeling insanely sore. I was showing up with my muscle fully recovered, fully ready to hit that next workout. And that was one of the best feelings. And on top of that, My sleep quality was amazing. Don't think I've ever slept this good in my entire life. I would go to bed at a consistent time every single night and just completely sleep deep throughout the night, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. Having better sleep quality just really led to so many more things: better recovery, better energy, just feeling better all throughout the day overall. And also having that faster muscle recovery, like I was saying, I was actually showing up to the gym after hitting one muscle. Once I showed up and hit it again, I was feeling completely ready to hit that muscle. Like I could just destroy it again with my low volume, high intensity workouts. And it was such a great feeling. It felt like I was able to actually work out 5 days a week without feeling like it was too much. And like I already said, I was waking up so energized because of my improved sleep quality, because of my improved recovery. I was just waking up feeling so ready for the day, feeling so dialed mentally, feeling not drained at all, just ready to win the day every single day, stay productive, stay focused. That was one of the best feelings. Now, another big one was digestion. I was having so much less bloating. My stomach just felt lighter in general, and I was having no post-meal fatigue. I was actually able to eat a big meal, eat a good nutrient-dense meal without feeling completely sluggish, like I couldn't move. It actually energized me the way real nutrient-dense food is supposed to make you feel. Overall, it really just made eating this simple nutrient-dense diet so much more predictable and so much more consistent to actually be able to stick to and enjoy. Hunger was a huge one. I was no longer snacking at all, and this was such an amazing feeling. I never got that feeling like, oh, let me go reach for a snack. I'm really hungry right now. No, it was, all right, I'm ready for my next meal. It was only pure, real food, real nutrient-dense meals. And when you start eating actual real food and real nutrient-dense foods, you realize real foods keep you full and make you stay full for a long period of time where you don't actually need to have any snacks. So I completely was able to get rid of the protein bars. I was able to get rid of the energy bars, which those things don't actually make you feel really, really good. Eating actual nutrient-dense food is what will make you feel really good and make you stay away from grabbing those extra snacks in between your meals. It also overall just kept everything so much more simple and so much more consistent. I was never randomly grabbing for snacks, like I said, all the time. And I was sticking to my same meals every single day. So it was never like a completely random number at how much I was eating every day. I was eating the same few meals every single day. And that's all I was sticking to. That's all I was doing. There's no in between snacks or in between anything. That was literally it. And I didn't need anything in between because those actual real nutrient dense meals were just keeping me full and keeping me feeling good and having very, very high levels of energy. So what was in these nutrient dense foods that was actually making such a big difference for me? It's because once I finally switched to this nutrient dense real food diet, I finally started getting these vitamins and minerals that my body was missing. Like B vitamins for clean energy and metabolism, omega-3s for reducing inflammation, zinc and iron for strength and hormones, complete amino acids for actual muscle growth, and vitamins like A, K2, and choline for recovery, focus, and just overall health. And getting all of these from actual real nutrient-dense food instead of just purely supplements is one of the main reasons that my mood, my energy, my strength, and my recovery all improved so fast. When your body finally gets what it actually needs, everything else just works better. So everything that I've learned in these past 30 days in this 30-day experiment just comes down to this very simple framework. First being train hard, train with very high intensity, low volume, and actually train like it matters to you. Actually train with real intent and push yourself. Second is stay consistent. You need to show up every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter how tired or how exhausted you are, just show up and stay consistent. Third is eat real foods. Eat real nutrient-dense foods that will actually fuel your strength, fuel your energy, and fuel your recovery. And fourth, keep it simple. Just stick to the basics, do not overthink it, and just keep it as simple as you possibly can. Now, when you follow this simple framework and these simple 4 things, your body responds and just reacts to them so quickly, and the results just stick with you. So what is next for me? So even though these 30 days, even though this experiment is over, I have tried an insane amount of diets. I've tried so many different things, tried to see what worked for me and what didn't. And this animal-based eating, this real nutrient-dense food eating is just amazing. It makes me feel absolutely amazing. It's something that is so simple, something I can stick to consistently, and it just makes me feel so good. So I will obviously be sticking to this animal-based eating. And while sticking to that, I'm going to be trying and testing out more and new nutrient dense foods into my diet, maybe adding some in, just seeing how they make me feel, seeing how I react to them, and maybe some will be added into the diet. And I'll obviously be putting out more fitness and nutrition content, especially around this animal based diet eating and why it has made just such a big difference for me. Now, if you got value from this, make sure you subscribe because I have a lot more fitness and nutrition content coming. And if you have any questions at all or just want to dive deeper into anything that I talked about, you can DM me on Instagram that's linked in my bio. And if you're looking for a personalized plan built around your goals, you can book a call that is also linked in my bio. Thank you guys so much for watching.